How y'all doing? It's Rob Burnham here, Preacher Man R&B, and this is another episode of Richard TV 91. This time I'm doing another Halloween classics, and this time I'm reviewing Hook. Well, Hook's about Peter Pan, and he's grown up, and he's forgotten he's Peter Pan, and he goes to see Wendy, who is kind of like a grandmother to him now, because what happened is Peter Pan kept visiting Wendy like once every 10 years or whatever, and he kept visiting her to bring her back to Neverland to have adventures. Well, the last time he visited her, she was an old woman and she's done had her own children and grandchildren. And then he meets her granddaughter, who he winds up growing up with and marrying. And they have a family. They have a son named Jack and a daughter named Martha, I think. And what happens is Captain Hook kidnaps Peter Pan's kids. So Peter has to go back to Neverland, and Tinkerbell takes him there, and he doesn't remember who he is, so he has to remember that he's Peter Pan. And when he gets to Neverland, Captain Hook wants to fight him, and Captain Hook realizes that he's done forgot who he is, and it wouldn't be a good fight and wouldn't be in good form. So Tinkerbell convinces Captain Hook to give her 3 days to bring Peter Pan back to his senses and make him back to Peter Pan. So he agrees to let her do this. So she takes him to the Lost Boys, and the Lost Boys start training him. And he starts training, and he starts remembering who he is. And he finally remembers who he is, and he becomes Peter Pan again. Well, while this is happening, Captain Hook is brainwashing his son Jack, and Jack's done forgot that Peter is his father. And Peter Pan goes to confront Captain Hook, and they have this big war at the end of the movie between the Lost Boys and Captain Hook and his gang. And Peter Pan's second hand, Rufio, has a fight with Captain Hook at the end of the movie, and he winds up getting killed by Captain Hook. And Peter Pan's mad about this, and Peter Pan has a chance to kill Captain Hook, but his kids want him to go home, so he's going to take them home. And then Captain Hook tries to kill Peter Pan behind his back, and then Captain Hook gets caught up in the carcass of the crocodile that had the clock in him that Captain Hook killed, and Captain Hook gets swallowed alive by this crocodile with the little life it has left and kills Captain Hook. And then Peter takes his family back home. And that's all that really happened with this movie. If y'all ever watched Hook, what'd y'all like about it? As always, Preacher Man R&B signing out. Guys, GG is awesome. It's been an episode of Retro TV 91. See y'all next time.